Okay, we're on our way out the door to go to my polling station for the Florida presidential primaries. Sorry, it's dark. And I'm going to vote for Ron Paul, even though he doesn't really have a snowball's chance, but I want my voice to be heard.
Okay, so I just got done. It took like less than 5 minutes. I'll do my public service announcement today by saying, if you're not already a registered voter, it's really easy to register to vote, and it's really easy to go vote. It's like not this big deal. Like, I didn't have to wait in line. I was seriously in and out of there in like 3 minutes. It was, and I even had my 2-year-old with me. It was no big deal. So anyway, make your voice heard. Men and women have died in the thousands and thousands and thousands over the years so that we can have the right to vote in our elected officials. So, don't let their deaths be in vain. Okay, so get out there and vote. Right now, I'm on my way home. And I actually have a lot of cleaning to do, but I don't want to do it. There's a helicopter in the sky for some reason. Yeah, my kitchen is an absolute atrocity right now, but I'm really not in the mood to clean it, and I don't have any plans for the rest of the day today, except for going to the Y for Body Flow later, which is until like 5:30. So, I think I'm probably just gonna laze around, to tell you the truth. I've been really busy for the past few days, and so today I think is gonna be a loungy day. And, but I definitely do plan on going to the Y later, because I did tell Madison about it, and once I tell Madison about something, I pretty much have to follow through with it, or else there's hell to pay. Hey people, am I getting my double chin at this angle? I wanted to answer some questions. By the way, it's the next day after the day that you just watched. Somebody asked me about budgeting. Some of you have already heard me talk about it a million times, but I'm going to say it again to address that person that asked me about it. What I used to do was actually, this is how anal I can be. I kept a Excel spreadsheet, and I tracked every single transaction. I had a tab for every different credit card, every different debit card, every different savings account and checking account, and I tracked every single transaction. And I did not track like groceries and stuff to know what kind of budget I had there, but I did track the things like gas and electric and everything to make sure that I had enough every month to cover everything. Anyway, needless to say, this was very tedious. I had to always track down receipts, and it was a mess. So I kept a register that way for all the accounts, and I kept the budget. But about a year and a half ago, I don't know where I saw it, but I came across this website called Mint.com, M-I-N-T. It is completely safe and secure. It's recommended by a lot of top, like, trustworthy sources. And what you do is you sign into your credit cards or whatever through them. So you add your accounts by adding your account information. But once those accounts are added, there's no way to access those numbers. There's no way, if somebody got onto the website, there's no way to move your money like from one to another from the website or anything like that. They would just know what you had or whatever, but it's a very safe website. Anyway, it is completely awesome, and it has saved me countless hours and lots of headache, and it's just really awesome to have it all in one place. It even reminds me like when my credit card payments are due, and you know, things like that. So it's really awesome. It lets me know what my assets are, like how much cash I have in comparison to how much debt I have, what my assets are worth, everything like that. So that's awesome. And then it lets you set budgets for all different things. And when you have, for instance, if I went to BP and I had, I buy everything on credit card because I make money to use my credit card, so why not? So I buy everything on my credit card, and I went to BP and I bought $50 worth of gas. And then it would, after, how do I explain it? You know when you have pending transactions on your credit card or whatever, that will still show up on Mint.com. For instance, my Visa card, if I make a purchase, it shows up right away, pretty much, as pending, and then it takes a day or two to clear. My Discover card, however, the pendings, I don't even think they show pendings. I think they just show the clear. So, anyway, whatever your card will show is what Mint will show because it's getting the same information. But anyway, it'll show that, it'll actually usually show like $1 BP while it's pending, and then after it clears, it'll show $50. Most of the time, it will, Mint, that is, it will automatically categorize your purchase. Like say Walmart, I think it automatically categorizes that as groceries. You can set it to automatically categorize it as whatever you want to every time it sees a transaction from Walmart or whatever, that it'll always categorize it as whatever you want it to, or you don't have to have it automatically categorize it. You can categorize it however you want to. And another really awesome thing about it is that you can split your transactions. So for me, for instance, I don't include diapers, paper towels, dishwashing soap, and Scotch tape all in groceries. The only thing that I categorize as groceries are actual food. So if I go to a Walmart and I buy all those things, I can come home, I can see my transaction as pending, and I can add a note for later that if my total was $50, I can put whatever the actual amount of groceries was, whatever the actual amount that I want in paper and cleaning supplies, the actual amount that I want in baby supplies, and the actual amount that I want in household supplies. So that once that amount clears, I can split the transaction and have each of those amounts that are going to reflect, therefore, in my budget. So now if I've got, say that $50 purchase, say $25 of it was in groceries and $15 of it was in baby supplies, and then 5 and 5 in the household supplies and whatever. Well, after I've split it and I have on my budget tab, which is a very easy website to navigate, but my budget tab, I have a budget of $250 for groceries for the month. Then when I categorize that $25 in groceries, it's going to automatically show a little bar graph of $25 spent out of my $250 budget for groceries. So whenever you categorize a transaction, that's going to reflect on your budget. So anyway, that's enough about Mint.com for right now. Believe me, they don't pay me anything to say anything about their website, but that's it, and it's the best budgeting tool I've ever seen. There's also a great website called Manila, MANILLA.com, that I do not use, but that I can see being very useful to some other people. And that is where you kind of do the same thing, but instead you actually just set up automatic payments for your credit cards, because some credit cards won't allow you to make automatic payments on them or whatever. But I believe that's what that website does, and so you can check that out. Another question I got was about meal planning. The site that I use for meal planning right now, I tried foodonthetable.com, which you have to pay for a membership for. And it's really good, I guess, if you want to try new recipes and stuff. But because my kids are so little and kind of picky, and the fact that I don't really have to worry about what Brian's wanting to eat right now, I'm really not interested in trying a bunch of new recipes and all that. I want to stick to my tried and true recipes, just simple things like spaghetti and chicken Alfredo and tacos and stuff like that. So Food on the Table wasn't really worth the investment or whatever for me, but it can be very useful to some others. And what that does is allows you to, I think, pick recipes, and then it'll tell you when there's sales on certain ingredients in your local area to the stores that you choose. There's also a website called All Recipes. No, it's not All Recipes. All Recipes is a good one too, and so is food.com for saving recipes that you like and adding your own recipes. But the other one is Recipe Match, or Recipe Matcher, I think it is. And that website actually allows you to kind of make a virtual pantry and kind of tell the website what you have on hand, and it matches it with recipes in their database. Again, if you want to try a new recipe, that's good, but if you just want to go with your own recipes, then it's not really all that useful. So I am a total overanalyzer in every sense of the word, and I got to a place with the meal planning after the hard time that I had with my emotional well-being or whatever. I kind of just got real confused and like didn't know, like just overwhelmed, like what am I doing, like how am I going to meal plan everything, and I just wanted to like make it this perfect process, and I just couldn't figure it out. What I actually ended up doing was looking at a blog post by someone. Can't remember who it was or what the website was, but she gave an assignment, which I had kind of already done on my own. But what she said was, I'll just tell you what I did. What I did was I made a list of 30 meals that I enjoy, that are like easy family favorites, that use ingredients that I can usually have on hand, and it sounds like a lot, 30 recipes. I think I said ingredients before, I don't know, but 30 recipes. And what I did to find those recipes was I went on food.com, which used to be Recipezar, and I looked through those recipes and found the ones that I wanted. I had already added some recipes to that one, which is also a good site because you can add your own recipes there, and then you can add your recipes to shopping lists and stuff like that. But anyway, I went through all the recipes that I had saved on food.com, and I found a lot of recipes, I think, like I said, about 25 or 30 that met those criteria that I just told you about. And I also, at that time, kind of made a little note of some sides that I usually enjoy with a certain meal. Like, for instance, if I put rigatoni, which is not really rigatoni, but that's what I call it. It's actually the spiral pasta, which is called rotini, or rotoni, or something like that. Regular red pasta sauce and ground meat, which is usually ground turkey because that's cheaper than ground beef. Anyway, I usually like to have a side salad with that if I'm going to have an added vegetable, and also I like to have garlic toast with that. So I just made a little note of that. And then what else did I say? You know, about tacos is one that the kids will eat. I make a thing that my mom used to call enchiladas, which aren't really enchiladas. They're more like baked burritos with sour cream and cheese on the top. So that's, for instance, some of the meals that I put on there. And if you guys are interested, I'll tell you my whole list of 30 meals whenever I've already posted this, and you guys can leave a comment if you want to know the rest of the 30 meals. But anyway, so you make that list. Oh my god, I am like behind the slowest people. Okay, I gotta get off of here because I have to get to my doctor's appointment. These people are going like so slow. Okay, so anyway, after I made that list of 30 meals with corresponding sides that I usually like, another example would be I make chili and I like to have cornbread with it. So that's another example. Anyway, I took that list, and I know this sounds so simple to those of you that are not like the opposite of me as far as personality goes, or that are the opposite of me as far as personality goes, that aren't total overanalyzers and just really simplify things. But anyway, I just had that list in mind. I went literally to both of my freezers, both of my refrigerators, my stockpile, and my pantry. I looked through to take a visual inventory of everything that I had, and then I sat down on my computer and I went onto Cozy.com, which is another favorite website of mine, top 5 favorite websites that I've also talked about a million times. And somebody asked me what that website was that I was talking about. It's Cozi.com. You can have a shared family calendar. You can have reminders sent to your cell phone for appointments. You can make to-do lists for all different types of things, and you can assign it to different people, and shopping lists. Anyway, they also have apps on iPhone and Android, and they also have a place for meals, which is really just like a little calendar. And then you can put recipes in the right-hand side. You can add your recipes. So all I did was I took 7 days. I thought of what I had in the inventory. I looked at my list. I picked 7 meals, and I plugged those 7 meals into those 7 days. After I had done that, I had a 7-day meal plan done. But as all things, you have to be flexible sometimes, because you're not going to cook every night of the week, probably. There's going to be things come up. You're going to want pizza one night or something like that. So, also, like, I might have had something a little bit more labor intensive than just spaghetti, like meatloaf or something. Meatloaf and mashed potatoes on one night, and say I ended up having to have like a really busy day that day. I took a closer look at my actual calendar and then what I had planned for that actual day, and thought, well, that's not gonna work. So then you can just drop and drag the meals onto the different day that you want. So that's what I did. And then I just kept carrying over the meals. If I still had the ingredients that were like non-perishable or whatever, then I just kept carrying it on. Like, for instance, chicken Alfredo. I still had chicken in the freezer. It wasn't going bad in the freezer. I still had Alfredo sauce in a jar. It wasn't going bad. I still had fettuccine pasta or whatever it is in the pantry. So I could keep carrying that meal over if I hadn't made it. But say I had a recipe for zucchini lasagna, which I love, and I had zucchini in the refrigerator. Well, that's not going to last forever. So I know that, oh, these recipes I can make later, but this recipe I kind of need to make right now. So I need to do that. So you can see what I mean there. So that's it. And then you can actually add your ingredients from your recipes right there on your meal planning tab. You can add those right to your shopping list, and that's it. So those are 2 questions down. I know I talked for a long time, but I'll just upload this tonight, and that's it. I am at the psychiatrist office. Bye. Okay, so I was watching Anderson Cooper today, and they were talking about, is your house making you fat or whatever, so I figured that I would try rearranging my refrigerator like they suggested. Not completely like they suggested, but kind of like they suggested. So I've actually got fruits and veggies up here, avocado. One of these strawberries is for Bible study. Kids eat yogurt in their cereal in the morning. And I've got all the drinks down here. This is kind of an extra shelf that has a pull out, but excuse me, can't pull it out until I'm done with that soda. And then I've got leftover fruits and vegetables here, hummus for lunches, applesauce, low-fat cottage cheese for my zucchini lasagna, picante sauce, spaghetti sauce. This is the cheese drawer. Got a little bit left in the veggie drawer, and half an oxidized apple in there, and then the bad stuff, quote-unquote bad stuff, is down here. Sour cream that are all like a quarter full. Fat-free chocolate pudding, not too bad. Some dip, an onion, some country crock, and some feta cheese. And then we've got the whole shebang of condiments, which I'm probably going to put in those drawers, just so they're not like they take too much attention away from like the eye view fruits and vegetables. So that's what they suggested, so that's what I did. That's my refrigerator alarm. It's 5 o'clock. I'm beat. I went to Aldi. Had to pick up some things for ladies' Bible study tomorrow, including, where did they go? Oh, didn't take them out of the bag yet. Cinnamon roll things. I'm not opening these. I'm not eating these. Going to Bible study tomorrow along with some fresh strawberries. And that's it. I'm going to upload this video now. Bye.